Good morning, Blue Marble Riders. We are just leaving the Stemwinder campground. I think that's the Similkameen River right there. It's a campground right by the river. So anyway, welcome to our continued tour of the Crowsnest Highway all the way to Waterton Lakes. And we're heading towards the little town of Hedley this morning. We broke camp early and then put all our implements and items away, repacked up the bike. Always takes a little longer like that, especially the first day where you're using a new tent, the Big Agnes. Yeah, we've had porridge for breakfast because that's pretty well instant and something you can cook on a bike. I use my beer can stove, 2 cups of tea. Gold country. There is that gorgeous mine above Hedley somewhere that you can walk to, and look it up on the internet, Hedley Gold Mine. You will be stunned. It's like a little wooden city on the side of a mountain, and they used to run tours to it. It's closed, unfortunately, otherwise I'd love to be up there, but I'm looking for it up here somewhere. There was a gold mine way perched on one of these mountains up here. Anyway, today we're heading for Rossland. It's not a long journey at all, so we're going to take it easy and enjoy some of the views, stop, maybe go for a swim. It got nice and hot yesterday, got my vents open today. I am at GAT, so is my wife. We're doing the right thing, but it did get hot. Gold Dust Pub, yeah, you can see there's definitely references to this gold mine. Yeah, the bike is fully loaded and you would not know the difference. All you people out there wondering if you should buy a V-Strom, I get so many questions about it. You know, I won't lie, I was a bit daunted when we're putting on the tent, the sleeping bags, the mattresses, the pillows, the cooking utensils, fire starter. You know, I just went through the whole list, tons of stuff, clothes and everything. I mean, I lift the stuff up every morning and give my head a shake thinking, oh, this weighs a lot. You know, it must be. I must have 80 pounds of luggage on here, and then there's me at 180 pounds in my birthday suit, so probably 200 with my gear on. And my wife, well, we won't mention, but, you know, curvaceous and gorgeous. I've got to be careful, she's right behind me. The bike is loaded. And I wouldn't know the difference. The handling is completely neutral. Now, did I adjust the rear suspension? Yes, I did. I bumped it up almost to max, and I bumped up the rebound to max, and I've never done that before. I've always just put the rebound up a little bit, and my wife has noticed it. She said, wow, it's so comfortable. Hey, you know what? All you people wondering about whether a V-Strom is the real deal, or should you spend your 30,000 on your BMW R1250 GS? Well, you can if you want, but not me. I'm so happy with this bike. We're heading through Oliver today, and not Oliver, a Soyuz. I've got a little story about a Soyuz. Last time I was in a Soyuz, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and here's why. It was, my youngest daughter was with us. We were in a minivan, we were camping. We looked pretty rough. I was in a Hawaiian shirt. Maybe got up, hadn't washed for a few days. Minivan was a bit of a mess, and we went to a Soyuz. There's a campground there. For all you people not familiar with the Soyuz is a town right on the Canadian border with the United States. So what happened was, we roll up to a campground that we'd like to stay at. We haven't booked, and it is full. The guy goes, oh, but no problem. He goes, this campground is an international campground, so if you go round through the border, just take this road, go through the border crossing, and once you're through there, just talk to Ernie, the American campground attendant, and I'll talk to him right now on the phone, and he'll get you a spot. Couldn't be nicer, couldn't be easier. Wonderful. We get in the van, off we tootle, line up for the border. It's only a couple of minutes long, and we draw up, and we get this guy, and he says to me, I kid you not, these were his exact words, "Sir, have you got anything out of the hiney of a chicken?" Well, I'm originally English. I have no frickin' idea what a hiney is, and I don't know about the anatomy of a chicken. So I look at my wife and I say, what's a hiney? She goes, a bum. The first thing I can think of, I'm under pressure, I'm thinking, a bum? A chicken bum? Have I got anything out of a chicken bum? I turned to him and I said, chicken poo? He goes, no, sir! And he just loses it. He's just going red in the face, and absolutely. And so I kind of lose my cool and say, only blueberries? He goes, blueberries? Pull over! I was like, what? So I start to pull over. My wife says, stop the van, gets out, and starts to march up the guy and say, we just want to go back to Canada. We've already had enough. Thank you. And he goes, ma'am, and he puts his hand on his gun, get back in your van. And then a SWAT team comes out of the glass, the dark glass building, and surround us and usher us into the building. Me, my wife, and I don't know, my 5 or 6 year old daughter. And we get there. We're asked to go into this little booth, which is open, so the rest of the people in there can all see us, and we're told to sit down and be quiet, not to talk to each other. Then I'm told to come up and lay everything I've got in my pocket up on the counter. Meanwhile, we see our van with the keys still in it being driven into what looks like an aircraft hangar. So I said, look, you know, all we did was, I wasn't being a smart aleck. I literally didn't know what a hiney meant. And he just starts pulling my wallet to bits, holding the cards up and goes, looky here. Very little cash and credit cards. And he's just holding them up for all the other workers in the building to see. I'm sitting there, you know, I turn to Iris, no talking! And I'm thinking, oh God, we are going to get cavity searched here. This guy is going to make me pay for what he thinks is me being a smart aleck, when in reality it's just my ignorance with the fact that I don't know the anatomy of a chicken. And apparently, an egg, you get this, look it up, don't believe me, an egg comes out of the same hole that chicken poo comes out of. And he was asking us, do we have any eggs? Well, how did I know that? I hadn't had chickens at that point in time. Since I have had chickens, and I can confirm the vent, as it is called, is the asshole, and poo and eggs come out of it. It's the same hole, man. So then he asks for our employers, and I give him my employer's address, phone number. He then asks my wife, same thing. They go check, come back, and couldn't be nicer. There you are, sir. Here is your wallet. Thank you very much. My wife says, can we go back to Canada? Yes, your van is just being readied. We look outside and they're putting the van back together. I mean, they've got everything out, panels off, you name it. I don't know. They put us through the ringer. All because I said blueberries, because you're not allowed to take fruit across the border. And I think he just used that as leverage to get back at me for me, apparently, in his opinion, being a smart aleck. Long story short, that's a Soyun. I wonder if that gold mine is up here somewhere. If it was, it would be perched right at the top on ramps coming off the side. It's like a wooden city. You've got to see it, folks. Take a look. Hedley Gold Mine. It's quite stunning. It's been let go to rack and ruin. They gave it some status a few years ago. Then I think the First Nations were allowed to take tours up there, and they've since given up with it. I don't know why. And it seems such a shame to me that something like that, something of historical significance, I mean, it is something to see. Something to see. It's really quite breathtaking. Well, here are the peach orchards, apricots, cherries. I think this might be, yeah, it's Keremeos. There you go. God, it's supposed to be going through 70 through here, so. Oh, there's an old Model T. Look at that. Very cool. Yeah, I think 10 o'clock coffee would be good, wouldn't it? So about 40 minutes from now. I'm using this new app called Scenic. The things I like about it, it's free and it's brilliant, unless you want turn-by-turn voice. It's brilliant. Second gear. Very cool. Cool little place. Highway 3 East, I think I get to go. It's like Peru, doesn't it? Looks just like Peru. Dry. Nighthawk. I've always wanted to do the Nighthawk border crossing. A little bit of wind coming from that direction, as you can see the trees. When you get this app called Scenic, you get 20 credits with it, and you can use those credits to download maps of your region for, I think, a couple of credits each. So I downloaded all BC, Alberta, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and I think that cost me like 10 credits. And then you can save routes, so you can plan your own routes on the PC, on Google Maps, right, on the PC. Once you've got the route you want, you enter that URL into a Scenic web page. You go to the Scenic web page, enter the URL, and it sends it to your phone. And you know, there are a few hiccups, a couple of points out, a couple of waypoints you may need to manually adjust, but other than that, it's pretty darn good. I was very, very amazed. Each time you do that, it costs you a credit. So I put a route on here that's actually 2 days long, just because I thought, well, I started off with day 1, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to have enough credits left to do all the days. This is the 10-day journey, so I doubled up the days. So that's why it says we'll get there at 3:45 this afternoon, and it's 6 hours 17 minutes, 606 kilometers. We're not actually going that far today. The one difference I decided about this trip would be we would, not often you get a nod or a wave from a guy on a tractor, is it? That we would just go a little shorter, okay? Tuning out for another little while. Sagebrush on one side and grapes on the other. Elvis. You better hurry up, Mr. White Car. Holy crow, hurry up. Wow. Roll on uphill in 6th gear just like that. She growls. Love it. Well, she's done 237 kilometers on this tank, and she's got 140 kilometers left, so 370 kilometer range, not bad. Oh, there's a brave lass. I shall turn this off. I shall turn this off.
Once again, thanks for watching, everyone. If this is the first time you've watched, please consider subscribing. I do product reviews, motorcycle reviews, off-road and on-road vlogs, as well as tours. Don't forget to follow me on social media, that's Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and to like, and especially, I'm begging you here folks, subscribe. This is the BlueMarbleRider, out.